Hey guys, this is Andrew from SoccerReviews.com, bringing you a reveal of the Predator LZSL. Just got these in the mail today, and they are something else. For someone who's been a Predator wearer for as long as I even knew what footy was, this is definitely a step in a completely different direction. And whether it's a good one or not remains to be seen, but for this video I'm going to show you guys pretty much everything that I've found so far on this boot. The first thing, of course, is the 5 zones that Adidas has made very sure that we all know about through their viral marketing campaign. Here is the dribble zone on the outside here, the first touch, the drive zone, the sweet spot, and the pass pad. Of course, on the SL, all of these are slightly smaller than you're going to find on the normal LZ. I didn't really notice a huge difference in all of them because I got to spend some time with the LZ while I was in Portland writing an amazing piece that you need to read if you haven't already. But the biggest difference is the pass pad. Right here, this is essentially just an outline. There's really no difference between this material and this material. There's no memory foam in there, so essentially the pass pad has been completely removed on the SL. Everything else is still there, it's just definitely recessed in comparison to the normal LZ. You'll notice that this, if you ever get to have some hands-on time on the SL, the dribble zone and the sweet spot zone, both zones that are in red, actually, are the smallest of the 5. Not including, of course, the completely lacking pass pad. But the drive and first touch zones are actually very similar, and I'm actually anxious to see if they affect the way you strike the ball. This boot, as you can see, is in the black, neon yellow, and warning red colorway. One thing I did notice is that, and I'll try and show you guys here, they've given this the treatment that Puma did with their 1.12 with the triple black release, and that is that if the light catches it just right, which I don't know if you guys can see that, but it kind of forms this little rainbow array effect. For any of you that have ever seen light shining onto a puddle of oil, perhaps, it's pretty much that type of effect. It's one of those things that when you're holding it in your hands you think it's awesome, but from watching on the sidelines of the pitch you're never going to ever notice that. So it's one of those things that's just personal preference. The other things that are different about the Predator LZ SL from the normal LZ, at least from the ones I've seen, and I would like to say that either this is because it's the SL or it's because I wear a size 11, but if you'll see this little piece of material here where this little seam is, hope you guys can see that, right underneath the pass pad there, down to the sole plate, that is not on the LZ, and if you go find pictures you will see that it's not. Of course, I don't know if that's because they're advertising with a size 9 and this is a size 11, but I will definitely inform you guys when I get the normal LZ. But as you can see, what that's done is, and like I said, compare this to some pictures of the LZ, it's raised all the elements up a good 4 centimeters, about almost a ½ an inch, to where that on the normal LZ the sweet spot would probably start probably about the middle of my fingernail there, whereas on this it's raised so much that I wonder if it'll even have any effect on the ball when striking it. And that is actually true on all the other zones. The dribble zone is raised up a little bit, the first touch is raised up a little bit, and I'm anxious to see if that's an SL quality or if that's just because I have a massive foot, which would be unfortunate for me, and just an interesting design in the case of Adidas. One of the things I will be anxious about, and I will be telling you guys about, is when I was handling the LZ in Portland, we noticed that because of the way this was attached, the upper almost bent in right at that spot. And I'm anxious to see if, while I'm wearing it, if it does the same thing, to the point where it almost makes a crease right there. And once again, we'll have to see whether that's just an LZ thing, or if that's just because of the way the sweet spot is done on that boot. The other thing we'd like to point out to you is the first Predator here to have the My Coach technology. As you can see, it's also got the Adizero sprint frame on it. The sprint frame is essentially now on all of Adidas silos except for the Copa. Even the 11 Pro is essentially this. It's just changed from triangular studs into the circular, almost conical stud shapes. So that is now pretty much standard on every Adidas silo. That's pretty much it on the LZSL from just first glance at it, and for the first couple hours, all the things I've been able to see about it. I want to thank you guys for suffering through this video and making it all the way stateside for it and entering into my soccer field man room. But I hope you guys enjoy this, and keep an eye out for the review and probably a first impressions post. Thank you guys.